pool. Oh, yes. Ooh, rooftop in Steyn City. Oh, and look at that other pool down there. Ooh, and the golf course, is it? Oh my gosh, look at this view. OMG. Wow. Oh my gosh. OMG. Oh man. Oh, magnificent.
I'm not going over to ask you about it. I just want to get a photo.
No, of course. So this is quite a nice one to be able to see everything.
Yeah. This pool is almost 1,000 feet long. Oh my goodness. It's huge, 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 huge. I appreciate it in this video, but trust me, it's huge. And it compared to the background as I move the camera. Wow, it just keeps going. I like to swim the length of the pool in one lap, but this one, I don't think I'll be able to do it. Oh man, beautiful.
Hi, good morning everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to Steyn City. Steyn City,
Steyn.
not Steyn City like Mark Banton told you you're coming to Steyn City. This is Steyn City. And this is the second year that we're welcoming Mark and his American crew back to Steyn City. So it's really an honor for us to host you today. We're going to try and get as much across in the time that we have. We're looking at about a 2 hour mark?
About 2 hours,
Yeah. And so what we're going to do is we're going to split you up into 4 different groups. My team on the right here, Umpo and Marjana, they are rental agents, and my sales partner, Willem. Between the 4 of us, we're going to be taking you around, showing you as much of Steyn City as we can. The reason why it's going to take that long is because Steyn City is more than just property. Steyn City is a lifestyle estate, so what they're trying to do is encapsulate as much as your daily life within the confines of a secure environment. So basically, the less you have to go out the estate, the better. Live your life within this nice, serene environment. Okay, so what I'd like to do is just run through this map quickly. I know it's going to be a bit of an information overload, and I don't expect you all to remember what I say, but the team will also reiterate this on your journey. But this is just to give you an overview of the magnitude of this estate and what it offers. Okay, so this in its entirety is Steyn City. 2,000 acres. Will very kindly converted all our metric conversions, dollar, square feet, because we work in meters and hectares. So for your benefit, this is a 2,000 acre property. We launched this property in 2015. So it's 10 years in the making. It's still got a long way to go because of its size, but it's certainly on the right track. This little half circle over here, that's the gatehouse that you would have entered into. You've come up the road and you've landed up in this section here, which is called City Centre. City Centre is our latest and our flagship apartment development. If I go all the way across to here, there is another gatehouse, another half circle, that is on the Cedar Road. So those are the 2 access points that we are currently using. And the distance between these 2 would be 2 miles. Okay. There he is, on hand. Okay, so to show you how far we've come in 10 years, if we cut a line through here, this essentially is what it's been released in Steyn City. What you're looking at, all the little blocks with numbers on are vacant earth, or lots as you would refer to them. And in and amongst them, you are going to find what we call cluster developments, which are smaller townhouse type. I think you might refer to them as townhouses. Townhouse developments. And the third component would then be apartment complexes. So your living opportunities would either be an apartment, a cluster style home or townhouse, and then land and build yourself, or build buy an existing built home. Those are the opportunities that Steyn City will offer you. More on that a little bit later. Let's touch on what the amenities and facilities are that Steyn City offers. We're going to start on the William Nicol gatehouse side where you entered. Just to the right of that, you might have noticed it, but it's a commercial offering called Capital Park. So it's office space that you can buy or rent. So now you start understanding the complete lifestyle that we offer. You can now tick your work box. So there's no need for you to travel to an office should you wish to have your work space on site. So that is open and fully functional, 2 buildings. Initially, this entire section here was earmarked for commercial space, but that was pre-COVID. So that will now be looked at to be rezoned because the demand for commercial space is not that high. From there, we're going to just slide up a bit. There's where this little house is. This is called the farmhouse. It's a family type restaurant, nice open spaces, play equipment for children, very casual dining. So that's also open and fully functional. Just next to that is a helicopter airport. It's a full aviation facility, so you can actually book a helicopter flight out of there. If you wanted to go, let's say, to the Kruger Park or to Steyn City or wherever the case may be, there is the option to book a helicopter flight. So you would just phone them and they'd give you a quote and you could take it from there. All helicopters land there and there's limited storage space for helicopters. Some of our residents do travel between their workplaces and then they store their helicopters here, but it is quite limited. From there we move across here. On this site, it doesn't show it yet, but recently we opened our own storage facilities. A lot of people living in apartments might have extra stuff that they can't store in their apartment, so they would then rent storage lockers. So that's another component to Steyn City. From here, we're going to move all the way down to this gatehouse because that's where the school sits. Our school is from grade 000 all the way through to grade 12, and it's divided up into 3 different centers. So you've got an early years center for kids from 4 years old until they reach a primary school age, and then they move into the primary school, and from there they move into the high school. So again, all kids traveling is cut down. You're not sitting in traffic every morning, hauling your kids off to school, fetching them from sport in the afternoon, when they're all basically on site. Currently, they total 1,100 children, so it's nearing capacity. They are taking kids from the outside. When I say from the outside, non-residence children, but as the estate evolves, excuse me, there will be less children coming from the outside because there will be more resident children. Yeah. From there, we're going to go all the way up another 2 miles, and there we have an equestrian center. So if you're into horses, there's stables, there's jumping arena, there's a clubhouse. We'll all be taken past there today, but that is also fully functional. So if that's your interest, there is place for that. The green line, the squiggly green line that you see through the estate, that totals 55 kilometers of mountain bike track. Again, if you're a cyclist and mountain biking is your thing, there's no need for you to put your bike on your car and drive where all the other cyclists go to the cradle, etc. You can just roll out of your driveway and enjoy 55 kilometers of mountain bike track. If you're into walking or jogging or taking your dog for a walk, the red line totals 40 kilometers. Better give me some miles here.
26 miles.
26 miles of walking paths. And on the mountain bike?
31 miles.
81 miles of mountain bike track. Okay. Then we head into the middle of the estate. That's where the golf course sits. So all of these green lines that you see are golf holes serviced by a clubhouse. The clubhouse has a restaurant, bar and lounge, a health spa and a gym. The only component that hasn't opened is the health spa, which opens on the 1st of April. Then that whole setup will then be complete. Then we move down to here. This is the site for our internal gas station. Another aspect of your daily life, that's a box that you can tick. You need to put fuel in your car, you can do it internally. You don't need to head out to fill up your car. Okay, this little orange line here is an outdoor gym fit track. There's a gym at the clubhouse, and the gyms in this center that we are now. These gyms you have to subscribe to. In other words, there's a due that you have to pay. This one forms part of your monthly dues, which are
Estate levies, so $303 a month.
$303 a month if you live in a full title house. The sectional title properties, in other words, apartments and townhouses, they will have a different dues structure, but it's not really too far off the $303, unless you go for one of the really bigger apartments. But on freestanding homes, $303 per month. So this little gym fit track would form part of that contribution that you make. Okay, and then we come back to city centre. This is the complex that we're in. It's designed around an old European village, hence the architecture. And in those European villages, they would have piazzas. So just outside here, there's a piazza. You've got shops and restaurants around it. Piazzas are really places where people can gather, or just really nice open spaces. In total, in this complex that you are in now, there's going to be 730 units, of which 50 have been allocated to our hotel, which opened about 4 weeks ago, and it's run by the Saxon. So it's the Steyn City Hotel, operated by the Saxon Hotel. The second component is just residential apartments, from a 1-bed, 2, 3, 4, and penthouse options. And the third component, which opens in 2026, is a senior living component of 100 units. So I really think it's going to be very successful in that it's going to offer older folks the opportunity to live almost in a twofold scenario. In South Africa, a lot of the retirement villages are really enclosed for older people, and that's it. You go in there and it's just old folk. This will have that, but you'll be able to come down and enjoy all these other facilities in the estate. So we haven't launched it yet. We're looking at early next year to go to market for occupation in January 2026. The buying model is different. It's called life rights. It's a little bit more complicated than the standard buy. But if you want more information on that, and we can help, we'll definitely give you as much as we can. Okay. Then the other component in here is the retail aspect. Currently we have a Seattle coffee shop. We have a Le Creuset pots and pans. We've got Paul's homemade ice cream. We've got Cafe del Sol, which is an Italian restaurant. We've got an art gallery. We've got a boutique conference center. We've got another restaurant, Postnet, and lots more to come. So this is a mixed use scheme. It's not accessible entirely to the public because of our security protocols. So it's essentially used by our residents, although you can book a booking for the restaurant, or for the hotel can be done from outside. Okay. So I've just really touched on the main things in Steyn City. If I've left anything out, I'm sure the guys on your tour, you'll get all that information that I left out.
Do you want to mention the outright ownership and title
Of what?
of property?
On the sectional title and things.
Yeah, that's yours.
No?
Okay, yeah, so one thing that I wanted to mention, which might not be obvious, is the outright ownership aspect. So in Steyn City, when you buy something, you own it fully. There's no long-term leasehold, like a 99-year lease or anything like that. If you pay cash, you get the title deed in your hand. It's your property. So from an investment point of view, you have the ability to leverage off of that and rent it out and all of that. And obviously the capital appreciation is a very big factor here in Steyn City particularly. So even when the market is down, let's say around the surrounding areas, Steyn City is a slightly different price model and kind of floats in its own market, as it were. So your investment is protected here. And yeah, we just wanted to emphasize that fact that it's yours, it's an outright proper ownership where if you want, you can go and physically collect and hold the title deed for your property.
Yeah, I think a very good point, because as foreigners, there might be sort of some doubt as to the security of the property that you bought in a foreign country. And as well as explained, it's yours. All right. Any questions before we go?
Okay, we're in Steyn City and we're about to see a one-bedroom apartment for 204,000 United States dollars. Really nice finishes here, marble, countertops. Everything is included as far as furniture, fully furnished. 204,000 for one bedroom in Steyn City. It's built in with shiny surfaces.
Just a freestanding house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going back to that lift court, and then we'll go down.
Okay, we're going back to the
It's the bedroom, pretty, with a nice balcony. Nice view, nice built-ins, beautiful built-ins, nice finishes. Bathtub, beautiful bathroom. See, I'm coming. Okay. At least I'm looking, right?
Yeah. More, and then I can get you guys to that.
Steyn City in Johannesburg, South Africa. Apartments overlooking the pool.